do you love about hospitality in your job?
That's such a hard question, because what is there not to love in many respects? Cliche as it sounds, no day is the same. So you can be, as we are doing now, installing an art exhibition, and then we'll be going to Abbey Road Studios to record the new Corinthia anthem.
I'm sorry, you're going to Abbey Road
Road Studios.
What, straight after this?
Literally straight after this, with a full orchestra, 65-piece London Symphony Orchestra, to record Corinthia, Spirit of Corinthia.
I don't think all GMs across the UK can say that they're doing that this afternoon on a lovely Friday, but that's fantastic.
I know, really. So wonderful things like that you never think you would get to experience.
Amazing. Tell us a little bit about how you got into hospitality yourself.
Not necessarily a traditional sort of route into hospitality. I studied sport at university, and I remember my dad saying to me, you know, you better get a job for when you finish, because you won't get any more money from me. And I thought, I applied to all of the sports companies, and I thought, oh, do you know what, I also quite like to travel. So I applied to all the hotel companies as well. I'd actually accepted a job with Reebok, had every intention of going, and then I got a call from a hotel in London, and they said they wanted me to come down for an assessment centre. And I thought, oh, that sounds quite nice, an overnight stay in London and an experience. So I came down, it was with Starwood Hotels. I had the most amazing experience. I was lucky enough to be offered a place on their management trainee programme, and never looked back. I joined them in Edinburgh, and sort of that was my inroads into hospitality.
So that's one opportunity that, you know, it changed the course of your life. When you actually, through your career, what exciting opportunities in travel? What else did you manage to do in this career that you might not have in any other?
Yeah, I think, I decided quite early on that I loved sales and marketing in particular. And I think through sales especially, the opportunities that it gave me, I think, to experience a life which quite honestly I couldn't have afforded. And that's, I think, what luxury hospitality gives you. So I've travelled all over the world. I've been to China, to Japan, to Russia, India, all over America, obviously lots of places in Europe, South America. You've got to experience travelling around the world, but you've been able to do it while staying in amazing hotels, the best hotels in the world, dining in the finest restaurants, travelling beautifully, and meeting the most interesting people along the way. So I always say, you know, I feel really fortunate that when someone tells me that they're travelling to a country or to a city, it's unusual if I don't know somebody who's there, who I can connect them with. I think that's the beauty of hospitality. It's sort of this human connection of everybody globally is really quite special.
So what has been your most memorable moment?
My head is immediately drawn to two things. One, I worked in Dubai for almost 5 years, and there was a gentleman who worked in one of the bars at the hotel, and he was desperate to sort of get a break into sales, and he started as a sales coordinator, and that was certainly at a time where salaries were quite low in Dubai, but your accommodation and your travel and everything was paid. He started as a sales coordinator, and I remember when he got his first promotion to sales executive, it meant that he'd sort of gone over the threshold of being able to afford to get a loan for his first car. And this pride, he came to work in this car, and I had to come out into the garage. He wanted to show me it, and he was so proud of himself, of what he'd achieved. I just thought, what privilege to be able to help somebody on that path. And he's now doing phenomenally well. He's a director of sales. His career's grown. So I think, I really remember moments like that where you've sort of been able to help somebody's career along and help their development.
So people is very important to you when it comes to, and we hear it time and time again when we're having these interviews, hospitality and people, it's so important.
Yeah, I think it's what everything's all about. Ultimately in my role now, I'm not able to initiate anything if people and colleagues don't support it. But also it's what brings hospitality to life. Yes, of course you need beautiful buildings and beautiful experiences for people to enjoy, but at the end of the day, it's sort of how we make people feel when they're experiencing them that is what makes it memorable.
So what's the best piece of advice you've been given along your career journey?
I think probably the idea that find somebody who champions you and then maybe stick with them for a little bit longer than you maybe ordinarily would. So I think at the end of the day, progression, development, growth is so important to people. Find a colleague and find a leader or a mentor who will champion your growth, and then sort of be prepared to stick with them, show some loyalty and let them help you advance your career along.
What do you think people outside the industry tend to get wrong when they think of hospitality?
I think it's a really good question, because I've been speaking to my niece a little bit, who's been interested about coming into the industry in the kitchen and in chefing. And I think it's not so much her, but her parents are concerned about the hours.
Yeah.
They're concerned about the lifestyle that she'll have. They're concerned about her pay and whether or not this is a career that you can have a good work-life balance and where you can earn enough money to sort of enjoy some of the finer things in life. And I would always say that I think that's where hospitality has evolved. We're very conscious now about, you know, work-life balance, about ensuring that it's an environment that people want to come into, and also actually you can progress and you can actually earn, you know, a very significant salary across the board in all levels of role. So for me, I think probably hours and pay are two misconceptions that we need to address.
And convincing the parents as well, at
Exactly.
school level as well, that it is a career.
Exactly.
What is the best mistake that you've ever made?
This is tough because I've made hundreds. Probably I would say I was persuaded by two owners of a hotel for a company I worked with to come out of hospitality for a year, or to come out of hospitality. It ended up being for a year, and I set up my own company, and I had that experience. It was the best mistake I ever made because all it did was confirm to me how much I wanted to be in hospitality, and that is a gift to realise actually what you want. And the simplest of things, once you've had your own business, actually having a pay packet at the end of the month and realising your tax has been taken out of it, is a benefit, which you never think. The greatest mistake I made was leaving the industry for a little while and realising it was exactly where I wanted to be, right back in it.
Charlotte, thank you so much. It's been such a wonderful conversation demonstrating just how important hospitality is and how important it is to you as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Caroline. Really appreciate it. This is hospitality.